God, there's so many shoes here, I can hardly even contain myself. Low-key spitting bars over here.
You gotta have the bread 4s in your collection, no questions asked.
You need a pair of Concourse.
This is my most hyped up,
my most comfortable sneakers that every guy,
you gotta have them.
Yo, what is up everybody on YouTube? It's your boy, 97Kicks, back at it again with another video. And today's video is going to be about, is every OG Air Jordan a must cop? So here, we've got a bunch of shoes, and can you tell me, what do each of these shoes have in common? Yup, you were right. They're all Jordans, and what else? Yup, they're all OG colorways. So we've got the 1s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, and up here the 11s. Oh my God, there's so many shoes here, I can hardly even contain myself. So here, the Chicago 1s, the black cement 3s, the bread 4s, the fire red 5s, the infrared 6s, and the bread 11s. You guys have already seen the intro. I've seen so many YouTubers try to convince you, try to just give all their opinions on why you absolutely need that shoe in your collection.
You need a pair of Concourse.
And it's as if they're sponsored by Jordan brand or some shit. Why are you putting in so much effort to convince me that I need to buy that sneaker and put it in my collection? If I want the sneaker, I'll buy it myself, you know? Like, I don't want the Chicago 1 is my favorite sneaker, but am I telling you guys to go out there and spend $1,000 to buy this sneaker? No. I'm just telling you guys why this is my favorite sneaker of all time and why this is the best sneaker of all time. I'm not telling you guys to go out there and cop this sneaker. So that's one of the things that I want to get out of my head, is that you should buy the sneakers that you actually like. Don't buy a sneaker just because some dude on the internet told you to buy that sneaker. I bought the Jordan 1 just because I love the way it looks. And it's the first Jordan, so it's the one that started it all. And after having all these sneakers, it's cool and all, but it's really not necessary to have all of these sneakers. And my collection isn't even that big. It's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's only 22 sneakers. I know other sneaker YouTubers, their entire wall is just completely packed with the sneakers. They've got sneaker storage spaces. They've literally got hundreds of sneakers. And that is way overboard for me. Right now I have 22 sneakers, and it's already difficult enough for me to wear all my sneakers. So I would say that just buy the sneakers that you like. Don't buy a sneaker just because it's a Jordan and it's an OG colorway. Definitely not all the Jordans are must cops. There are so many OG Air Jordans out there. In fact, let me Google it for you guys to see just how many there are. How many OG Air Jordans are there? Okay, that didn't work. How many OG Air Jordan colorways are there? Okay, so it says at least 23 different OG Air Jordan 1 models and colorways were released, but there is no way to confirm exactly how many came out. There were low-cut Jordans, metallic color Jordans, baby Jordans, and even a canvas version called the AJKO. Yeah, so even Google can't give me a definite answer on how many OG colorways there are. And that's just another proof of why every single OG Air Jordan colorway is definitely not a must cop. Just cop the few that you like. Just cop the few that you're actually going to wear. especially at a time right now, especially The Last Dance just came out, everybody and their mothers want to just go out and just buy all the OG Air Jordans that Michael Jordan wore in the documentary, and that is going to be such a waste. You guys are going to regret that. And so instead of doing that, just buy the few that you guys actually like. For me, that's the Chicago one. I would rather have this sneaker than all these other sneakers combined. That's how much I like this sneaker. I would say just go out and just buy your grail. There's no need for buying all these other sneakers. You may ask, but 97, why did you buy all these sneakers? So for me, not only do I like wearing sneakers, but I also like the memorabilia. I also like the nostalgia. But just having all these Air Jordans just lined up, I can see just what kind of significance that each one of these sneakers had in Michael Jordan's career. So for me, sneakers is a lot more than just something that you wear. But when it boils down to it, it's also an investment. For example, even if I bought this Bread 11 at retail price $220 plus tax, so that's $240. Even if I wore this sneaker, even if I bought it at that price, and even if I wore this sneaker, if it's at least a 9 out of 10 condition, I could definitely get my money back if I sold it right now. So it wouldn't even matter if I wore it or not. It's also an investment, especially a highly sought sneaker like this Bread 11. And another thing is that I try to think about what kind of fits I can come up with each of these sneakers. I know some of you might be thinking like, but 97, these are pretty much the same sneaker. They're all red, white, and black, and they're all Jordans. How are you gonna come up with different fits for each of these shoes? So for the untrained eye, they may seem like the same sneaker, but there's actually a huge difference. So you see how the Jordan 1, you see how it's so sleek? You see how it has that triangle shape? And then you compare that with a shoe like the Jordan 6, and you see just how much bulkier it is. You see this big ass spoiler, you see how much bulkier it is, how much more rugged it is compared to like this sleek and elegant Jordan 1, and then you compare it to like this rugged Jordan 6, almost militaristic Jordan 6. So there's actually huge differences between these sneakers, even though they're both OG Jordans, even though they're both some form of red and black. For example, like this Jordan 6, it would go so much better in my opinion with something rugged and a little bit baggier, such as cargo pants. And then this Jordan, the Jordan 1, I think that this would go so much better with just like a slim fit pair of jeans, tapered a little bit to show off the collar. So there's actually a huge difference between each of these Jordans, even though they're all Jordans and they're all OG colorways and have some form of white, red, and black. And another thing that I really like about collecting all these different Jordan models is that you can see the history of the design of the sneakers. So you can see how Tinker Hatfield, how there was an evolution in the design. So you have your Jordan 1, right? And then when he came up with the Jordan 3, it was so revolutionary, even though it does not look revolutionary in our eyes in 2020. But what was extremely revolutionary about the sneaker was this right here, the visible air. This is what was so revolutionary about the sneaker. So you can see that there was a huge difference when the Jordan 1 came out and then the Jordan 2 came out. I don't have that here. But at that time, Michael Jordan was really on the fence about leaving Jordan brand. He wasn't very sure about the future prospects about the company. But then when this sneaker came out by Tinker Hatfield, the Jordan 3 with the visible air, this is what sealed the deal for Michael Jordan to stay with Nike, and thank God he did, because then we wouldn't have all these other sneakers to come out. So yeah, that was a major improvement. And then you can also see like the slight differences in improvements. For example, like between the Jordan 3 and Jordan 4, you can see that they kept the air bubbles on both the sneakers, and the Jordan 3 was actually the first time that they came out with the Jumpman logo too on the sneaker. So you can see that is also the same with the Jordan 4. They also kept that with the Jordan 4. You can see that there are a few characteristics between the 3 and the 4, like both Nike on the back, Jumpman on the tongue, the air unit on the midsole, and them both being mid tops. And then we move on to the 5s. So the 5s, they also kept the air bubble. This time they actually turn it into a high top. One interesting detail that I like that they both kept on both sneakers, the Air Jordans on the tongue upside down. I think that's such a cool little detail that Jordan brand decided to keep, that Tinker Hatfield decided to keep. I think that's so cool. So they changed to a high top and they decided to add the shoelace lock. And for the 6s, you can see that too. And they also decided to add like these, I don't know what these things are called. If any of you guys know what these things are called, like on the collar, like these little tumors, these little bulges, little tumors on the collar, leave a comment down below because I really don't know what these things are called. And then when we move on to the 6s, the 6s, they also kept the air bubble, the air unit. They added a spoiler. They also have the shoelace lock. So there are actually, it's actually really interesting to see like the evolution in these sneakers as well, like having all these Air Jordan models lined up. And you also have to think, is this a good investment? If you're going to wear them, you have to think about it. In 10 years from now, are you still going to be wearing this sneaker? For me, I love these shoes, I love Jordans, and I think that even in 10 years time, I'll still be rocking these. So I would say, if you're into sneaker collecting, if you're into this type of memorabilia and this type of nostalgia, and you appreciate the sneaker design and appreciate the evolution throughout the models, and you're also interested in making sneaker investments, then yeah, go ahead. Buy OG Air Jordan sneakers. But I would say just buy the ones that you like. Don't buy it just because some random dude on the internet told you that it was a must cop. Do your own research. Ask yourself, do you really see yourself rocking that sneaker? Do you really see yourself appreciating that sneaker? Do you really see yourself being happy owning this sneaker? Or are you just giving in to the hype? But how about you guys tell me what you guys think? Do you think every OG Air Jordan colorway is a must cop? And if you don't think all of them are must cops, then which ones do you think are? Which ones are your favorite models? Which one's your favorite colorway? Leave a comment down below and let me know. Low-key spitting bars over here. But yeah guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. And if you liked it, don't forget to smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Turn on post bell notifications so that you don't miss a single video. And follow me on the gram at 97kicksofficial for sneak peeks like this or that. And if you missed my last video, it's right here. And it's been your boy 97kicks, and we out.